Hello everyone and welcome to Ripto. In today's video, we're going to go over what is happening with cryptocurrency at the moment. Bitcoin dropped below that all-important 30k mark. The cryptocurrency market is in extreme fear. There's news coming out and FUD coming out left, right and centre. So where does this leave the average crypto investor? Well, here at Ripto, we like to give you no FUD, honest facts, stats and answers. So if you want to know a bit more about what's happening in the crypto market, where we think price predictions are going to go, and how we want to stay ahead in the game, stay tuned and let's get into it. Hello and welcome. Before I get into today's great video, I must say anything that you see in this video is not financial advice. I am no financial advisor. This bad boy is purely here for your educational purposes, and everything that I say or you see in this video today is for your education and viewing pleasure. So with that out of the way, let's start by saying what is actually happening with the crypto market. We are seeing Bitcoin struggle to break above that 31,000. It had a brief moment where it dropped below 30k and people were calling for 25,000, 20,000 and even lower. Now, a lot of you loyal followers will also follow other YouTube channels, and you would have seen a lot of YouTubers, as I did, saying I'm shorting Bitcoin right now. Bitcoin's doomed. This is the start of the bear market, and the same old waffle and FUD and sort of, non-positive opium that you can actually find on the tube. So how does this help you, the average crypto investor? Because here on Ripto, we like to make the people that are new to crypto feel as safe and as educated as possible. But with all the waffle, crap, FUD and FOMO out there, how is it that we're going to do that? Well, today I'm going to show you a few of the fundamentals in the charts. I'm going to tell you a little bit about what's going on, and I'm going to give you my opium-free version, of what I think is going on within the market. Actually happened this time around? Well, the whole market was in, not just the crypto, but world markets were in a bit of a dire strait. They were down, they were tanking, and there was a lot of international manipulation to push these markets down, because this is what happens. I've been an investor in sort of the markets, mainly the FX now, for over 10 years. And I've seen this happen on numerous occasions, but I also am an economics guy, so I watch this happen on many other markets. And crypto is no different. Wherever there's money to be made in a market, and there's institutional money or there's investment money, people are going to manipulate it and they're going to shake it out. So if one market's crashing, they're going to bandwagon that and they're going to push prices lower, because they know that majority of the value will come back, mainly, in my opinion, only in Bitcoin. So if I was an investor with 100 million and I could invest it in anything, and I seen the markets tank and crash, I would then look at what is not the safest, but the most lucrative asset class. And for me, that would be Bitcoin. So I'd want to push and squeeze that as low as I could. And once it is, then I'd buy it all the way back up in stages, to the point where I can then start selling it back to the FOMO, the retail and the weak hands. Now, this is what happened. So the whales want to accumulate Bitcoin as cheaply and as sort of quickly as they can, because prices don't drop below 30k that often. Now, we have hit that bracket, I think 3 or 4 times now, and it's never stayed down there that long. So you can only go on sort of historical data that know that when Bitcoin drops below 30k, it doesn't stay there that long. So they would have brought up the market pretty quick, and that's exactly what happened. It barely stayed down there, and then it shot back up, which I pretty much thought would happen, because I again go on historical data where Bitcoin's 30k is such a strong barrier and there's such a strong buying power down there. So not only is it a strong support, it also is a strong buy area. Obviously you would have seen a lot of people talk about, they're shorting Bitcoin. I'm not going to mention what YouTuber that was, because I happen to actually like the guy, but I think he made a bad call on this one. And there was a few others saying Bitcoin's crashed now, is it happening now? I know some of it was clickbait and some of it wasn't, but this doesn't help you, the investor. No, you come and you look to as influencers and as YouTubers for at least as honest advice. We don't always get it right, but as long as we're trying to give as much honest advice as we can, then I feel that we're doing our duty and we're doing our job. But I don't believe all YouTubers do that, and it's sad to see. But also what you were seeing with this latest price crash was not many people telling you it was a whole market thing and the whales are going to bite back up quickly, like we're telling you here. Like I've been reassuring people in my community, on my socials and stuff like that. You've seen a lot of people saying it's going to hit 25k, it's going to hit 20k. There was other things like, I will mention this guy's name because I'm sure he's a nice guy. I don't really know him or follow him that well. He's called Vostcoin, who just chats out absolute waffle. He always saying the bear market is here. This is why the bear market's here. When Bitcoin's flowing, it's going down. And I mean, I don't know how this guy, I think he's a miner or some crap like that, but I don't know how this guy gets his information, or where he does his research, because to me, he does it on sort of like the back of a beer mat or something. I don't know, because how can you look at the whole economics of the market and you've got people clinging onto the Wycroft scenario, you've got people looking at the actual technical analysis with Bitcoin strong support levels and where it can fall to and where it keeps bouncing back to. You've got people that look at the news, the socials, the media, and how the consensus in the market, and you've got this guy just coming out with pure bearish FOMO FUD, which to me, if you go over there and look at some of his videos, I just don't know how he gets this information. But anyway, that's that guy. Sure, he's a nice person, but I just think he waffles a little bit. And this kind of thing in the Bitcoin market is, or the crypto market is quite damaging, and it's putting the fear and greed index today. And when I start going into the charts, I'll show you the fear and greed index today. It's all-time lowest in 10. Now, people are saying Bitcoin bear market's here, but okay, regardless if the bear market's here or not, I'm not saying it is, and I'll give you my full analysis at the end of the video. But just look at the facts. It's a lot of fear in the market means not a lot of people are going to be buying. They've had enough of Bitcoin, they've lost the money, they don't want to hear about it, they've been scared off. And it's like anything, if you're out hunting a deer, so the whales are hunting their next victim, and you take a shot at them and you miss, that deer bolts into the woods and it's not going to come back for a while until it feels safe to do so, and it won't pop its head back out again. And that's exactly what's happened with the retail market and the way the whales shook out, in my opinion, the market way too early. They did the Wycroft as a lot of people are saying, but they didn't allow it time to kind of mature into the phases that they wanted to before they got a little bit greedy, because the hands were forced by outside news like China and stuff like that, and the miners having to move, and then the miners having to sell a lot of Bitcoin because of the hash rate. There was a lot of factors that hurried a lot of things up. So I think that has prolonged, obviously, the sideways market, because it is a sideways market. Because for me, trading in that 31 to 41,000 channel is something we've done now for nearly 3 months. And to me, there is going to be another blow off top, and that's going to happen probably towards the end of this year, the beginning of next. And that's going to be the final phase, in my opinion, where everything rallies up, confidence comes back in the market, people are accumulating now because fear is at 10, and when people are fearful, you should be buying, and when people are greedy, you should be selling. And I know it's easier said than done, because people's psychological momentum makes them follow trends, but definitely in crypto. Now, I'm going to tell you this, the reason I say that, why definitely in crypto, because people don't know crypto as well as they think. They look to a lot of bullshit stuff on the socials like Facebook, Twitter and Instagram, and they follow crowds, and you hear silly things with these meme coins. And even on here, we try and warn people about meme coins as much as we can, but all people want to hear is when's Lambo, when's yacht. I pumped in my money. I even was reading someone's social that they sold their Ethereum at a $1,300 loss yesterday, and it pumped back up today. Now that is the newbie crypto one-on-one error, you know, and they were just genuinely saying it to the group. And instead of getting some condolence, as you would think a community would give, you got the usual crap from the idiots in there that think that the next Wally's or Wall Streets or Wolf of Wall Streets, whatever these clowns think they are, by saying, what you doing in crypto? What are you doing? Like, these guys are multimillionaires themselves. No, I've seen some of their, and I look back through some of their messages saying, I've invested 500, I've invested $1,000, blah, blah. So you're in no position to be dissing anyone to start with. Do you know what I mean? Because you're hardly an investor yourself. And there's people out there that are in dire crap, that are underwater, they're trying to make a little bit that they can, and they're probably not doing it that great. And the reason they're not is because the whales are being manipulated, and there's a lot of stuff going on, and there's a lot of bad information out there. So I know this has been a long intro, and I know people are only going to watch this if you're genuinely interested in not losing your hard-earned cash. But let me just jump into a little bit of the chart, and then I'm going to jump into about why I think the price prediction is going to be for Bitcoin, how I think the altcoins are going to get affected, and how I think we need to start looking at putting our exit strategy into place. So I'm going to jump. So as you can see here, like, we had the whole market went down, and you heard these people, I'm shorting Bitcoin right now, everything's doomed, we're in a bear market. But let me just, before you get scared and look at this, there was no, apart from this one here, which was ultra volume but low ultra volume, this is the actual impact it had. It was from candle body to candle body, it was less than 7%. So I wouldn't even call that a crash, it's a dip. It was less than 7%. And as soon as we finished, we had, like I said, down there we had a few candles of about, what's that, 12 hours worth of consolidating before boom, the price was brought straight back up, and we was hitting up to nearly 32,000 again, just north of 31,700, and we sort of got held at the kind of 200-day moving, is that the two, sorry, we got held at the 50-day moving average. So I don't see where the people's fear and FOMO saying the markets fell out its arse, that we're going to crash, we're going to see all this FUD, FOMO and fear, when we had less than a 7% dip. And this is now just putting us straight back into where exactly we were for the last 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 days trading in this channel here. And this could have been the last shakeout. This could have been the market dip. It could have been the whale's last manipulation to drop us back into this. By the way, this green box here is my buy box. Every time it drops in there, that's where I accumulate Bitcoin, which you can see I've not accumulated Bitcoin for a long time. So when I seen this, it was a welcome dip, and that's exactly how I seen it, as a dip. I seen it as a sale for Bitcoin. So even some, and I genuinely think it may be the last, if not one from the last. So I did liquidate some of my other stuff to accumulate Bitcoin that I know won't rise as quick. And the same goes for Ethereum. Everyone was saying Ethereum's going to be down, but obviously that was going to follow the same principles as Bitcoin. So how does that leave everything with the price prediction and how the whales are going to manipulate, etc.? Well, I'm going to be really honest about this one here. I think it's going to be a slow process over the course of August, September and October, because what's happened is, like I said, the retail fear is absolutely phenomenal. The fear and greed index is at 10, which is the lowest it's been for a long time now. And it's not exactly putting a lot of, confidence in the market. So the whales are buying up all this Bitcoin and they want to pump the price up, but they need someone to sell to at the top. This is the way it works. They buy and sell and that's what has to happen. But if there's no retail appetite in there, there's no euphoria in the market, nothing's going to happen until we see the next big bit of news. So whether it is an Elon Musk kind of FOMO FUD, whether it's the green mining, whether it's the hash rates returned, there has to be some momentum bit of news to push what's called to start the wave machine then, which will have a ripple effect of the waves bringing the Bitcoin price gradually higher and higher and higher. This then in turn will make the retail sort of come out of hibernation, come out of hiding, and start having a bit of confidence back in the market. That's when it will start dragging the altcoins up. Then we'll start seeing our confidence come straight back at a level where we start to see either neutral or greed again, not extreme greed, but greed again. And then we could be onto grasses of greener and pastures anew. And then we could see the blow off tops coming towards the end of the year, beginning of next. But it's going to be a gradual process. But do I think we're in a bear market? No. Do I think we're in a stalled bull market? Yes. Do I think we're going to see 80 to $100,000 Bitcoin? Yes, I definitely do. Whether it be end of this year, beginning of next, we're definitely going to see 80 to $100,000 Bitcoin. And is this going to be now the time to sell everything? No, you know, unless you're scalping, unless you're buying in these areas, you're buying at supports and selling at resistance. Everyone's just hodling. You look at the exchanges, you look at the Bitcoin whales putting their fiats back in or taking some of their Bitcoins off. You know, the crypto's not looking like it's shutting down or closing down for the season. Crypto's looking like it's just getting ready for the next big boom that everyone wants to ride. It's like every surfer is on their surfboard waiting for that next big wave, and they're just waiting for that wave to come in. They've not packed up, gone home and put the surfboards away. Everyone in crypto is still on the tide of crypto, and they're out in there waiting for that next big wave, and then they're going to ride it in and surf it up. But at this moment in time, we're just waiting for that big euphoria bit of news, put some confidence back into the market, and everyone then jumps back on the bandwagon and crypto pumps back to new all-time highs. So I just wanted to pull this video out quick to put some confidence back into the market, some honest, opium-free kind of information, what people think. I could go through a lot of charts and all that waffle, but I don't think it'd help. I just think it is at the moment a manipulated market, which we don't have the funds to play in this kind of area. So we have to wait until the retail come in as a mask. So we have to come at this as a collective unit. Then the whales will start thinking, okay, we'll start putting our money back in because we think we're going to sell to the top. So the smart ones will have to trade in the money and trade in the shadows of the smart money, as I always say, and sort of follow them whales rather than just get euphoric and start buying in at tops again. So as always on this channel, we like to say, keep the faith in crypto. The bull market is definitely not over. There's still a lot to be born out of this. We'll still cover a lot of the meme coins and a lot of what's going on in crypto, because there's still a lot of great stuff happening in the crypto space, and there's still money to be made, whether it be in them meme coins that you have to be safe on, but watch out for the scam ones, or whether it be in some of the tangible crypto projects, which is another reason why I don't think the bull market is dead, because there's a lot of cool stuff happening in the crypto space. There's a lot of good projects. A good of the top 50 tokens and altcoins I've got good things coming out. So just sit tight, hodl, and wait to surf that wave, and don't pack up, crash in early, and watch from the sidelines on the beach everyone else riding that big crypto wave and making the best gains that we've seen this year. So as always, trade safe, trade smart.